Hey there, so as you can probably tell, it's another one in my emotionally broken series. Though it's a little... well, you'll see what I mean. Today's video is about being yourself. And the reason that I want to talk about this is for those of you that are on Facebook with me, that's not words, those of you that have me on Facebook, you will know that my videos, my channel in general, and my looks in general have gotten a lot more attention the past few days, which for the most part is brilliant and it's amazing and it's so cool. But with getting more attention always comes the slightly unwanted attention. And for the most part, I can handle it. When you put yourself out there on the internet, you're going to get hate, you're going to get trolls. That's just how it works. And for the most part, I can handle that. What annoyed me though was wasn't the people who called me ugly, wasn't the people that called me fat. It was the people who didn't like my style. The people that said that it didn't suit me, or that I was doing something wrong, or that I looked stupid or silly, and I thought this was really funny. I'm like, I don't like, personally, I don't like neutral eyes. I'm not keen on nude makeup or neutral makeup. I'm not keen on browns and golds and rose golds and all of this. No thanks. You'll never see me tell anyone that. You won't see me say, I don't like you, I hate your makeup, because it's not something I'd wear. So it really confused me that someone else was doing it. More than one person, really, a number of people. And like I said, I was, you're fat, you're ugly, blah blah blah. That happens. And someone screenshotted a post containing my look. This was specific to the studied goth one I did on Saturday. And it's on a roasting site on Facebook, and people are tearing it apart, blah blah blah. Been there, done that. In the summer, I was posted to a rant group on Facebook 3 times. So, it's like, it did start to get to me more. I was like, what have I done? Why are you doing this to me? But to be honest, I've got to the point where, yeah, fine, whatever, go ahead. However, all of this had got me thinking. It got me thinking about being yourself and not being afraid to be yourself, and how being yourself can really be intertwined with mental illness, because it can be really tough to be yourself with mental illness, especially obviously dependent on the kind of illness it is. But it can be really scary, because how do you be yourself when your brain is acting like it does when you have mental illness? And then of course the self-esteem and self-confidence issues that comes along with it, and the paranoia and the fear of being judged, and all of the stuff that comes along with it. And to be honest, even if you don't have mental illness, it's very difficult to be yourself. For starters, I don't think a lot of us know who ourselves are, me included, to a point. But it can be really tough. especially if you don't fit in society's normal. Society's normal. It's funny. You think we've come so far and we're so much better with not judging people now or being very inclusive, but you look at society's normal and you realise how far we still have to come. If you were to make a person that was built off society's norms, you would make a straight white male or female. You would make them, if you chose a female, you'd make them a size 6 or 8, but they have to have big boobs and ass, sort of curves but not curves, and if they're a male, they'd have to be, muscly and tall. Female, they could be too tall. If they're a female, you probably give them long hair, and if they're a male, probably give them short hair. They couldn't be very pale, but God forbid they were too dark. The woman would be wearing makeup, but not too much makeup, but not too little makeup either. God forbid that the man wore makeup. The man couldn't look after himself at all. God forbid he did any sort of skin care or anything. That's not society norm. Their clothes would be designer and top of the range and smart and pretty, and the woman would have to look pretty and the man would have to look smart. They'd have high-powered jobs and they'd earn probably not far above the minimum wage. They'd both have partners of the opposite sex, of course, and they'd probably be thinking of buying a house or renting a house, getting married, having children. That is obviously a very big generalisation, but that's society. With the colour of your skin, having a skin that is not white, whether you're olive toned or dark or whatever it may be, has become more normal. As with being any other sexuality other than the straight, but you still have a very long way to go with all of this. Because it's not in society's norm to be gay or to be bi or pansexual or demisexual or asexual or anything like that. Most people won't even know what pansexual means. It's not society's norm to think of there being any more than 2 genders, even though there's lots. You can be female, you can be male, you can be transgender, you can be non-binary, you can be agender, you can be trans woman or trans man. There's so many different genders out there. There's not just 2. There's many different sexualities, as I said, there's many different races and people, because there's nobody else out there like you, so why would you try? Why would you try and be like someone else when you can be you? For me, personally, this is now coming from my personal standpoint. I'm a straight white female. I'm a straight white cis woman. Cis meaning I identify with the gender I was born as. And but that doesn't mean I haven't experienced any of this, because for me, the two things that I do, or is part of me that goes against the grain of norm, is I'm fat and I'm a goth. With being fat, this is something that I deal with all the time, because obviously that's who I struggle with my weight all the time. That's who I am, and people seem to see the need to point it out as though I don't know. It's like, don't worry, love, I know. And I know this is probably going to be quite a controversial video, and I'm beginning to question myself whether I should even film it. But this is because being yourself can be really tough, and I know this. I get constant stick for being fat and constant stick for my style. And being fat I can't change as easily, but I could change my style very easily. But would I want to? No, not going to happen. This has been my style for 10 years now. It's not changing anytime soon. In my eyes, style is a way of expressing yourself. We all have different likes and dislikes, that's part of being human. So not everyone is going to like the same style and want to dress in the same way. I don't see a problem in that, but apparently there is. Apparently, if you don't dress like everyone else, if you don't become one of the mannequins and walk in a formation line, that's weird. Why would you not do that, obviously? For me, I have never tried to conform, and I never will. But, as I said earlier on, mental illness and being yourself can be really difficult to contend with. Now, something that I get a lot is people will say they wish they were as confident as me, they wish they were as brave or as strong as me, because I'm happy to be myself. I'll let you in on a secret. I'm not confident in the slightest. I have self-esteem that is through the floor and 10 feet to China right now. My confidence is about 5 feet under that. I've only just started gaining a small amount of confidence in myself this year, and that's nothing to do with my looks. I have most definitely not got confidence or self-esteem, but what I have got is confidence in my style. I have found the style that suits me and my personality. I have found my happy place for my style. And I may not be confident, I may not have self-esteem, I am as stubborn as fuck. if something means enough to me, if something is important to me, good luck ever trying to get me to change my mind. I am happy dressing as I do, doing makeup like I do. I'm happy being outside of the norm. And I don't see why that should be a problem. Why would being happy with being not normal be a problem? Going back to everything I listed earlier, the more people I meet means the more people I meet who also don't fit into the normal. They don't fit into society's box. Maybe it's because of their gender or race or sexuality or the way they dress or their music taste or anything, their hobbies, no matter whatever it is. Do you know something? This doesn't always work. It's not always true. There's always bad people, and everywhere you look there's always bad people. But generally, the people that I meet who are nice and lovely and I are my friends and I cherish them are normally the ones who don't fit in society's box. They're the ones who stand outside and they shout and scream from the rooftops, it's okay. The ones who say fuck your box are some of the nicest people I have met ever, because they're not going to judge you, they're not going to discriminate against you, they are always going to be there for you. And that's part of why I'm like I am, because forever people have tried to push me into what they consider the society's box of being a 24-year-old straight white female. And I have shouted and screamed that that's not happening. And because of this, I am seen as outside the norm. And that's awesome. I'll happily be outside the norm. I will always be outside the norm. I will always be unique. I will always be abnormal, or alternative, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't care. I will happily be that person. People are scared of people are scared of things they don't understand. And unfortunately that means that people are often scared of things they see that are outside their normal. There isn't any need for that though. At the end of the day, you strip everything back. You take away all material possessions, all bravados and everything. Do you know what you find? Humans. We all have hearts that beat. We all have lungs that breathe. That's what makes us us. That's what makes us human. Anything else is our choice. How we choose to decorate our house is up to us. How we live our lives is up to us. Things like who we love, the gender we are, the race we are, that wasn't up to us. That is who we are. That is who we are born as. I didn't choose to have skin so pale you can see through it. That is what I was born with. I didn't choose to be a cis woman. That's how I was born. And how I identify in my head. I didn't choose to like men. That's just how I was born. How we identify in our heads, how we see ourselves, is more important than anything else. There is something I very strongly believe in, and then I'll wrap this up. If what you're doing is not harming anyone else, it's not hurting anyone else, it's not causing any massive issues or problems, and it makes you happy, then you do that. You do whatever the fuck you want. You live how you want, you be who you want, you look how you want, you be with who you want. And fuck anyone else who ever tells you any different. You do not need their approval. The only person's approval you ever need is your own. Now I know it's not as easy as that. I know that. But that is a really good thing to remember. Because at the end of the day, that is all that matters. It doesn't matter if Bob down the road likes your dress or not. Or shouts at you because it's goth. And, goth. So, who the fuck cares what he thinks? Or Jenny, and then a block away, who hates your makeup and is forever taking the piss out of you for your makeup. So, fuck Jenny. Who the fuck cares what she thinks? I do not care what your sexuality is. I do not care what your gender is, what your race is. I do not care what your style is or your life choices are. I do not care what your hobbies are. Are you nice? Yeah? Then I like you. And I want to know about your hobbies, and I want to know about your life and your style. I want to know about your culture and I want to know about your gender, and I want to know about your sexuality. Because that's part of you, and I want to know you. I have a very, very varied friendship group with a gazillion different people in it. And that's the best thing ever. Because who would ever want a group of clones? I don't. I don't want clones. I want wild, wacky aliens who are the best people ever. So don't be a clone. Be an alien. And I think I've rambled long enough now. So I am gonna go, and I hope this has been interesting. And until next time, just believe. Bye.